Hello everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the North American server Dark Ninja back in his T21, and ever since he submitted this about 4 or 5 days ago, I've been waiting to watch the film for two reasons. Number one, he's going to edge into first place on the T21 list, but even more importantly, hey, look at the map, Pilsen, standard mode South Spawn. First time we've seen Pilsen in the Hall of Fame, so it's going to be cool to see what he does. There are 2 scouts apiece, 1 artillery apiece. Lots of heavies at the top of both orders of battle. 1 medium on the enemy team and 5 TDs. His team, 3 mediums, 3 TDs, better mix of tanks, and this is just a strange map, guys. It's like the eastern side pretends like potentially it could be used by scouts, but I mean, there's buildings to peekaboo behind it, but there's really no bushes that afford you any type of real concealment in a useful position. So you're basically playing peekaboo and peekaboom, and that's not really what a scout's good at. So you end up kind of shooting around sides of buildings and hills, or using gun depression to shoot over hills or sneak up behind people. The whole thing, even the open side, plays more like a city map than any kind of open terrain map that's better for scouts.
Time to roll out.
And it's getting to be a lot of smaller tanks don't even go over to the east anymore. They kind of hang out in the city and just try to work as light mediums. So he runs up, he'll peer down the tracks.
We didn't even scratch them.
If you haven't played this map much, you can you can drive through those greenish blue doors, or you can shoot them down.
Penetration.
You can see from the arc on the shot, the T21 gun doesn't have a great muzzle velocity. It has little lobbiness to its fire, and it's not the fastest round in the world. So if you're trading tanks around, you have to be mindful of that when you first get back in your T21. It's going to shoot with a little more drop in the arc than maybe the gun you were just using, unless it was a dirt.
Penetration.
He has to be careful of that Tango Victor Papa coming up behind him there. It's easy to hurt them, but they pack a pretty decent punch when you're in a scout. You don't want to get hit by them too many times. He's waiting on him to back up far enough to shoot, and the guy's not cooperating. So now he backs in. And he did it precisely so he could pull away quickly, which worked out. nice shot on the Scorpion. And now 2-on-1 against the Bulldog. 3-on-1. This Bulldog is gonna die. Tie game, 6-6. But they should be able to flank the remaining enemy tanks. The other 1390 is about to get gangbanged. Oh, he may be AFK. Look at him shoot for the track. And you're going to ask why track an AFK tank? Very good reason, because if you track him, then you get points for all the damage everybody else does when they gangbang him. So it's just a little XP credit hack you need to keep in mind. If there's a bunch of tanks ready to shoot your target, track them. That way you get added benefit from other people's shots. There's the Artie sitting back there about to die. And you never know when somebody just went to get a Coke or something and hears the sound of their tank being shot and runs back to their seat and sits down. If they're tracked, they can't get away. Ooh, don't go get hit by the Tiger again. You're not going to have to. You're going to kill it. One more shot. Ooh, he shoots. You pull in. Bang. Yes. Bang. Bounce. He shoots again. Bang. Bounce. Bang! Kill! Persistence pays off. He's over 3,000 points of damage. Having a great mission. And it's Pilsen. This is not a scout-friendly map by any means. Two lights and a TD versus two heavies and a TD. Or two lights and an Artie versus two heavies and a TD. Ouch, and the 1390's in kind of deep and dead. Now the situation's critical. Somebody just getting on Captain's case, which what he just did was pretty silly. Going in 1-on-2, 1-on-3, and no, that wasn't going to work no matter what. If both those guys would have been low hit points, potentially able to pull it off, but I don't think that was the case. So now he has to try to coordinate with his Artie to pull out a big time comeback here. It's 2-on-3, but when you look at the tanks and hit points left, this is going to be extremely difficult. Unless the Artie gets off some really good shots. With those heavies coming over this way, I think I'd be tempted to try to sneak around behind the Ferdinand and take him out. Because unless he's trailing them fairly closely, they might gain enough separation that you could flank the Ferdinand and take it down before the heavies could get back to help him. Nah. Looks like the 75 may just go Cap. He's running out of operating room. Come on, Artie. Get it.
We're
Too
dead
late.
for. Everyone get out.
Artie gets the shot and the kill, but too late to help, and now he's going to die. Now we'll see if the Lorraine can save the fight. Possible. Doesn't appear likely. If you're going to lose, you may as well go forward and try to win. I mean, what do you have to... The worst thing that can happen is you die. So he fires and then he moves forward. That's not the way to do it. You move forward and gain sight, then fire. No, to no avail. I'm surprised they didn't just come kill him, but they didn't. Fight is over, so disappointing loss for Dark Ninja because he had a great mission. He ends up with 3,226 damage and 4 kills. 34-43 shooting, 79%. Got 618 assisted damage with 2 spots. Lost 43,589 credits. And he didn't survive the fight, but he did get a Confederate medal, and that's what puts him into the Hall of Fame because he gets courageous resistance, and so he gets awarded 2,543 credits. Got the Confederate with Bruiser, Fighter, and Fire for Effect mini medals, and that gives him a currently first place battle score of 2,578. And you saw he totally avoided going over here in the beginning. It can be fun playing over there, but you realize after a couple times that it comes down to who has the most tanks and who's the most aggressive and has support behind them. Because there's really no place to hide except behind buildings, and that's not really what a scout is good at doing. It's easier to stay over here and flank and play around and use your mobility than it is to get up here and get caught sitting behind buildings while people try to snipe you from over here. So he stayed over on this side of the map for the most part and was extremely effective. When it had the opportunity to come over and gangbang people, then he moved in and helped other people out. But a lot of times when you're playing scouts, you're going to find out that you can be more useful operating from the middle of the field and using your mobility than you are getting stuck over there on the east side of the map. So if you haven't tried that yet, check it out and see how you do. It's a good alternative to getting stuck in the buildings over on the east. In the end, too many big tanks left and not enough support to pull out a miracle comeback. The way they split the map up, it's only an 800 meter map, so it's not that big. You have a hard time getting away from people, especially in a T21. One guy came down the middle, guy came down this edge, and there wasn't anywhere for him to go to get enough separation really to turn guerrilla on him. So they played really well at the end and didn't give him the space he needed to operate to try to achieve a big comeback win. Don't give up, though. At least go down swinging. He shot right until he died, which is what you want to do. Inflict as much damage on the enemy. If you know you're going to die, do as much damage as you can on the way out. From Pilsen, happy hunting.